Good day everyone, my name is Kirby Asakyatan, a third-year Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management student from the University of Mindanao. And for today, please let me lend your eyes and ears as I present to you my presentation about the Data Privacy Act. So what is Data Privacy Act? Republic Act number 10173, otherwise known as the Data Privacy Act, is a law that seeks to protect all forms of information, be it private, personal, or sensitive. It is meant to cover both natural and juridical persons involved in the processing of personal information. It is an act that has 9 distinct chapters and has a total of 45 sections. The Data Privacy Act specifically states that it is an act protecting individual personal information and communication systems in the government and the private sector, creating for this purpose a National Privacy Commission and for other purposes. This act, which is a consolidation of Senate Bill number 2965 and House Bill number 4115, was finally passed by the Senate and the House of Representatives on June 6, 2012. The Data Privacy Act is broadly applicable to individuals and legal entities that process personal information, with some exceptions. The law has extraterritorial application, applying not only to businesses with offices in the Philippines, but when equipment based in the Philippines is used for processing. The Act further applies to the processing of the personal information of Philippine citizens, regardless of where they reside. One exception in the Act provides that the law does not apply to the processing of personal information in the Philippines that was lawfully collected from the residents of foreign jurisdictions, an exception helpful for the Philippines companies that offer cloud services. The Act states that the collection of personal data must be declared, specified, and legitimate purpose, and further provides that consent is required prior to the collection of all personal data. It requires that when obtaining consent, the data subject be informed about the extent and purpose of processing, and it specifically mentions that automated processing of his or her personal data for profiling or processing for direct marketing and data sharing. Consent is further required for sharing information with affiliates or even mother companies. An exception to consent is allowed where processing is necessary to pursue the legitimate interest of the data controller, except where overridden by the fundamental rights and freedoms of the data subject. The law requires that when sharing data, the sharing be covered by an agreement that provides adequate safeguards for the rights of data subjects. Moreover, the Philippines law states that the country's Human Security Act of 2007, a major anti-terrorism law that enables surveillance, must comply with the Privacy Act. The law provides separate penalties for various regulations, most of which also include imprisonment. Separate counts exist for unauthorized processing for unauthorized purposes, negligent access, improper disposal, unauthorized access or intentional breach, concealment of breach involving sensitive personal information, unauthorized disclosure, and malicious disclosure. Any combinations or series of acts may cause the entity to be subject to imprisonment ranging from 3 to 6 years, as well as a fine of approximately 20,000 to 100,000. Privacy Act of the Republic number 10173 is an act that is very beneficial to the citizens because it protects our personal, sensitive, or private information from unauthorized processing. I think that this is very essential act because our information must be protected at all times and only accessible to us unless given the other party a permission to do so. Additionally, I also feel insured because the government is protecting my fundamental human right of privacy, thus ensuring the community that the flow of free information is able to promote growth and innovation. That's all everyone, and thank you for watching.